Right, so our add roles and features wizard has completed. So we installed .NET 3.5, .NET 4.7, bits and RDC, remote differential compression. Now we'll go to our next step. So our next step is to install WSS role and do basic configuration.
Share your screen, sir. I'm unable to see.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Right, so we installed these roles. Now we will install WSS role and we'll do the basic configuration. So I am on my SCCM server, right? So we'll go to add roles and features. We'll do next. We'll select role based or feature based installation. Next, we'll select our SCCM server. Next, and we need to install WSS role, right? So WSS role, it is a role. So Windows Server Update Services. We'll select Windows Server Update Services and we'll select include the required features. Next, we will not do any changes on the features wizard. We'll move next. So this is the WSS dashboard. We'll move next. Now here we will not select WID connectivity because we have SQL Server installed. So I'll uncheck this and we'll select SQL Server connectivity. We'll move next. Now here we need to specify the path where WSS files will be stored. So what I'll do, I'll create a folder in my E drive. I'll go to my D drive. I'll create a folder WSS content and I'll copy this path. I'll move next. Now here we need to provide specify an existing database server machine name slash instance name, machine name slash instance name. So I will only specify machine name because my instance is default name, so I don't need to specify instance name. But if you have configured a named instance or different instance instead of default instance while configuring SQL Server, then you need to define in this format. So here I'll only define our server name. So server name is SCCM srv01 dot sp.com. We'll check quick check connection. So connection is successful. Next, and so this is the confirmation page. So we'll just click on install.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir. His recording is on.
Yeah, it is on probably. Let me check again once. Yeah, it is on. Right, so once WC is installed, we'll see how to install SCCM. And once we keep SCCM for installation, it will take around 45 minutes to install the SCCM server, depending upon your server configuration and processing speed. Right, so my configuration required is there, installation is done. So installation is done, we'll click close. On this yellow button, we'll click here and we'll select launch post installation task. So it will take some time, let it appear. हेलो, तेरा ढोकला पड़ा है. So you can see it is configuring required configuration for WSUS server. Right, so meanwhile this gets completed, the window opens. I'll give you 10 minutes to do this steps and complete the steps. So what you need to do, you need to install WSUS role and click on launch post installation task. So 10 minutes to complete the steps. My recording. Right, so we have completed WSUS role. Now we'll do the basic configuration of WSUS. So I'll go to my SCCM server. So you can see WSUS is installed and nothing is opened here. So when we click this, it installation succeeded is showing, but basic configuration is not done. So what we'll do, we'll go to tools and we'll go to WSUS. So I'll minimize this and yes, Windows Server Update Services. So this is the screen we get first. So it is saying, is the server firewall configured to allow clients to access the server? Can this computer connect to the upstream server such as Microsoft Update? Yes. Do you have user credentials for the proxy if needed? So proxy is not required. So proxy in production may you need require, which allows you to connect to the internet, right? Apart from that, so this I'll later explain on the screen. Upstream server and firewall rules. So all client machines should connect to this server on port number 8031 and 8032, or what was the, I forgot the port number sign, right? So we'll move next. So I'll uncheck this box. I don't want to join Microsoft Update Improvement Program. Talking about upstream server, so 8530 and 8531 are the two ports. So 8530 is for HTTP and 8531 is for HTTPS. It's talking about upstream server. So first synchronize from Microsoft Update. So it will go and synchronize from the Microsoft Update services, from Microsoft Update server, right? But let's say if you have already one WSUS server and you want this WSUS server should take updates from your this WSUS server, right? So you need to define synchronize from another Windows Server Update services. So this will be known as your upstream server. the previously installed server will be known as your upstream server, but here we don't have any upstream server, so we'll go with the first option, synchronize from Microsoft Update. Next, so here it is asking for proxy configuration. We don't have proxy, so we'll exclude this step. Next, now we don't need to click start connecting, but if you are not configuring SCCM server, you are just configuring WSUS server, so you need to complete this remaining 5 steps also. So here I'll just cancel. Yes, I want to cancel, and this is my WSUS server console. So at present I'll close this. We don't want to come here at present, so I'll close this. Now the next step is we need to allow .msi under IIS filtering. We want to allow .msi. So we'll go to our IIS. So here in server manager only I'll go to IIS, and I'll right click on the server, and I'll say Internet Information Services Manager, IIS Manager. So I'll expand the server name, and I'll select the servers. This server name should be selected. Don't select anything below. Alright. So I'll select the server name, and here I am having request filtering on the features pane. Get request filtering. I'll double click request filtering, and here on the right hand side actions pane, I need to select allow file name extension. So I'll click allow file name extension, and I'll provide .msi and OK. So that's all. Our this step is completed. Now what is the next step? Next step is give local admin permissions to our SCCM server. So SCCM server should do changes on this server itself. So the current login account should do changes on this server in administrative tasks, right? So what we'll do, we'll go to local users and computers, lusr mgr.msc. We'll go to groups, we'll go to administrators, and here trainer and domain admins is already added, but here we'll add our server name, right? Because here our user account is added, which is part of domain admins. SCCM-A, that is our service account for SCCM server, is part of domain admins, but our SCCM server is not part of domain admins. So here we will, in administrators group, we'll add our SCCM server. So here at present no computer objects are given, so we'll go to object types and we'll select computers. We'll go to object types, we'll select computers, OK, and here we'll define SCCM SRV01 check names. So server name is validated, OK, and apply OK. So this step is also completed. Now the final steps comes to now the final steps comes to install SCCM. So we'll start with our journey for SCCM now. I'll minimize server manager, and I'll go to my D drive where I am having SCCM SW, that is SCCM software, and this is my SCCM software version 2103, right? I'll double click it. I'll be requiring these SCCM update files which we downloaded in morning, right? So I'll go to Microsoft Endpoint Manager, Configuration Manager 2103, double click it, and I'll click this splash icon. I'll click on splash. So you can see it is opening Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager, right? So here we have a couple of options, tools and standalone components if you want to install any, right? Or additional resources for reading purpose, you can go through this, or install options, so which we are going to do now, install, right? So I'll click on install. Yes. So what is saying, it is asking for 4 things. Read the release note online for important information, for links to supported version and system requirements. So we have already seen supported versions and system requirements, right? Now supported versions, so here I'll come to one note related to ADK, right? So if I go to this link, of ADK. Right, so which version we are installing of configuration manager? Ria, am I audible to Ria? So Ria is absent in the lecture, third lecture. Ria, I am removing you from the meeting. Ria, I am removing you from the meeting. You are not responding anything. Ria, last chance. Anybody will not respond, I'll remove explicitly that person from the meeting, because if you don't want to be interactive, I'll explicitly remove that person. Yes, Shubham. Which version of configuration manager we are deploying?
Configuration manager,
Yeah,
2019.
2019. Wow.
Sir,
Which?
2103.
Yeah, 2103 Abhijit. It was chance of Shubham.
Sir, Ratan spoke.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry.
sir.
Yeah. So, see, I know few people are much more interactive, they are much more attentive, but I need whole uh, class should be attentive. That's why I point to specific participants, because I need their intention to attend the session properly.
Sorry, sir. I speak this only because I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
it's
access.
okay. It's okay, Ratan. It's okay. See, I'm not saying I am happy if you are speaking, but I need this from everyone. That's why I'm pointing to respective people. Right, so we are going to deploy configuration manager 2103. We have already downloaded the setup files. So we have already downloaded. So I'll come to CCM 2103. We created, so I created this folder only. So we have Microsoft Endpoint Manager, Configuration Manager 2103 only. Right, so you can see we have 2103. Now here if we talk about Windows ADK version, so on this 2103 Windows ADK version 1903 is not supported, hence we downloaded 2004 version, if you remember, and this is supported. So now green is supported, red is not supported. And if we talk about BC, so what is BC? Right, so BC is a backward compatibility. It is backward compatibility, so it has backward compatibility with your configuration manager 2010 and configuration manager 2006, whereas it is completely supporting 1903 ADK is completely supporting with your configuration manager 2002. Right, so you need to be aware which version of ADK or SQL it is going to be supported. So you can see now this is related to your Windows 10 as a client. So Windows 10 version 21H1 can be configured with your configuration manager 2103. So 1909, 2004, 20H2, 21H1. So all are compatible with your, or all are supported by configuration manager 2103. Whereas with configuration manager 2010 and configuration manager 2006, 21H1 is not supported. Right, so you need to take care of this information before configuring anything in your environment. Right, so I'll come back to my SCCM server, and I hope so. So Ria is not in the meeting, let it be. Right, so verify that you have supported MS SQL version installation available for configuration manager, which we have done. Identify the FQDN of the computer that is running MS SQL server. So our server is the same. So we have the FQDN name. Confirm that the computers or configuration manager system meet the minimum system requirements, that we know it is matching. And you can go with the supported versions information from this links also, release notes online. Right, so this is a informative information. We'll move next. Now you are asking what you want to do. You want to install and configure manage a central administrative RIST or a primary site, right? So this is install a configuration manager primary site. So now primary site, if you already have a CAS central administrative site and if you want to configure child primary site, so this will be coming under this. And if you want to configure standalone primary site, so CAS is not required, you can directly configure, which we are going to see in this session. So I'll click install and configure manager primary site. I'll not select typical installation because we want to see some options which will be not available in typical installation. So I'll move next. So now it is asking for a product key. So we don't have a product key. You can see it is asking for a license key, and it is also asking for software assurance expiration dates. The date must be after October 2016. Right, so we don't have software assurance and we don't have license also. We'll go with evaluation edition of this product. Right, so I'll go with evaluation edition. Next, let me check recording is happening. I'll accept all the license terms and then we move next. So it is asking for download required files. So what are these files? So setup requires prerequisite files. Setup can automatically download the files to a location that you specify, or you can use the files that have been downloaded previously. So we have already downloaded, so I'll not go with this option. I will go with this option. So I'll select this box and I'll give the path. So I'll select this box. I'll click browse my D drive, SCCM SW folder and SCCM update files which we downloaded in morning. Right, so this is the path. I'll move next. So it will fetch those files, the 49 files which we downloaded in morning. So it will be done in a moment. We'll wait. right? So now it has taken the update files. Now it is asking for a server language selection. So by default English is selected. Once we move next, then it will ask for a client language selection. So I'll move next. So English is selected. Now it is client language. So again English is selected. We can check this box, so it will enable all languages for mobile devices. So on mobile devices you can have multiple languages, but we don't want that also because we don't have any mobile devices. We'll move next. Now site code, which should be of 3 characters. So I'll give ps1. So this is my primary site 1. I'll give site name as primary hyphen site, and I'll give sp, or here I'll give name as sp1. And this is the installation folder where my SCCM information will be installed. And here they install the configuration manager console. So here we need to install configuration manager console. If I uncheck this box, then SCCM was of no use because I will not be able to access SCCM without the console. I need an interface through which I can interact with my SCCM. So we'll go with default settings. Just we have given site code and site name. Next. Now join the primary site to an existing hierarchy. So here you need to give the FQDN name of your central administrative site, but we don't have any central administrative site. Apart from that, we need to configure this as a standalone primary site. Install the primary site as a standalone site. So we'll go with the second option. Next. So you have selected to install the site as a standalone primary site. You can expand the site into hierarchy at a later time by installing central administrative site. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Now this is the server name of our SQL server. Instance name. So it is saying instance name. If you have any custom name named instance, you can provide here or leave blank for default instance. Database name, so it has automatically taken the database CM, that is stands for configuration manager, underscore sp1, which is our site code. So the database name will be created in the name of site code, and server broker port number is 4022. So this will work on 4022. We'll move next. So path to the SQL Server data file and path to the SQL Server log file, these are the default options. We'll move ahead, and production, these can be the custom paths. Next. So our SMS provider, the FQDN name of the SMS provider, this is the same now server. So we'll go with the default options. Next. Now it is asking allow the system roles to accept only HTTPS communication from the clients, or configure the communication method on each site system role. Clients will use HTTPS when they will have a valid PKI certificate, and HTTPS enabled site roles are available. So if you check this box, once you click this and you check this box, you need to have a certificate authority for configuring these options. So I will select with second options, but I will not check this box, the another box, because I don't have a certificate authority. We'll move next. Now it is showing your management point, and
Lagging.
for everyone it is lagging.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir, for me it is fine.
No,
For me also it
For
is
me,
fine.
sir.
Okay, so here it will install a management point. So management point, we have already seen what is a management point and a distribution point on the day one of HCL, right? So slide HCL side, you can refer the HCL side for revision purpose, right? So with distribution point you can distribute the content, and with management point you can push the policies which you want to through SCCM server. So these both will be installed. You can install on different servers, but here we'll be installing on this server only. We'll move next. So this is a diagnostic information. We will just move next. Now yes, let's get connected. So select a server to use as the service connection point requires internet access. So SCP, service connection point, will be installed. If you select this, you can skip this for later also, but we need service connection point. then only your system will be able to connect with your Active Directory, or else it will not be able to connect with your Active Directory. Now we will move next. So this is a summary what we have selected. We'll move next, and it will run the prerequisite check that we can perform the installation or not. Right, so you can see only warning message is there. So the SQL Server name specified is configured for SQL authentication security. It's recommended to configure the SQL Server to operate only in Windows Authenticate Security before you. So don't need to worry, it is just a warning message. We'll click on begin install. So installation has started. It will take about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Right, so this let the install